Hey folks, good morning. It's time for another No Frills Daily Devotion. This is Pastor Stephen coming at you today with a conversation about missing God. Okay, so just recently I preached at the church that we attend, and had an opportunity to share a sermon that I titled Insignificant Miracles, about how we have this tendency to judge miracles of God as being either significant or insignificant, and how we got to get out of the habit of doing that, how we can be so focused on wanting to see one miracle in our life that we miss all the other miracles that are going on in our life. And so kind of one of the components to that message was this idea of how we miss God. And so I want to take you back just a little bit to the book of Exodus, okay? And I'm going to pick on the Israelites here for just a second. So if you've ever read the book of Exodus, you've probably read about some of the complaints that the Israelites made in the desert. It always seemed like they were complaining about something or another thing, right? And what's interesting to me is a lot of times when they were complaining, they were missing all the other good things that were going on. For instance, in Exodus 16, they're sitting around complaining because they don't have meat to eat, okay? And how they used to have meat in Egypt, but now out here in the desert, we don't have meat. And Moses and God, have you brought us out to the desert just to die? Anyway, and so what's interesting is all the other miracles that they've been surrounded by, right? Never mind the Red Sea being parted. Okay, never mind the fact that God is providing them with a pillar of fire by night to keep them warm, or a pillar of cloud by day to keep them shaded. Never mind that he has just performed a miracle in Exodus 15 where there was this water that they found in the desert, but they couldn't drink it because it was bad. And Moses picks up this piece of wood and throws it in the water, and boom, God makes the water drinkable, right? Water in a desert, right? And so they're surrounded by all these other miracles, but they're missing them because they're looking for something else. And I got to thinking about how we tend to do that. We miss miracles of God's daily provision because we're looking for a bigger miracle of deliverance. Okay? Let me say that again. We can miss God's miracles of daily provision when we're looking for a bigger miracle of deliverance. And I want to show you something in Scripture that I saw recently. This is Isaiah chapter 57. I'm still tracking through Isaiah. And this is verse 15. And it reads like this: "For this is what the high and lofty one says, he who lives forever, whose name is holy." Isaiah's talking about God here. And so then he quotes God: "I live in a high and holy place, but also with him who is contrite and lowly in spirit, to revive the spirit of the lowly and to revive the heart of the contrite." And what's God saying here? God's saying, hey, yeah, I live in heaven, but I also live with you. I know I live in heaven. You know I live in heaven, but I also live with you. I think so often in our lives we're looking for God to parachute in, right? We're looking for God to come and pluck us out of our situation. We're looking for deliverance. We're in this bad place, God. We're in this bad situation. God, I just want deliverance. I want you to just come and pluck me out. Okay? But often that's not how God works. Often what God does, according to this passage, is he parachutes down and joins us in the circumstance or in that situation. He doesn't pluck us. He parachutes down. He lives in heaven, but he also lives here in us. And so he's not going to pluck us. Instead, he's going to come and join us. And Albert Einstein once said this, and I'm just going to indirectly quote him here because I don't know exactly how he said it. But he said it along the lines of this, that there's only two ways to really live, okay? There's only two ways to really live your life. Either everything's a miracle or nothing's a miracle, okay? Either everything's a miracle or nothing's a miracle. And I think it's important for us to position our hearts in a way where we start to see all the miracles that we're continually surrounded by. Now, does that mean we stop praying for circumstances to get better and situations to get better? No, we don't stop praying for that. But we need to start recognizing God's hand and his presence with us in the midst of those situations and circumstances. Hey, you guys, I hope you have an awesome day. And hey, take care, y'all.